Morning sunlight flooded the tiny apartment. Ethan Cross, 36, jolted awake on his threadbare couch. Kitchen sounds drifted toward him. He turned, then froze completely. A woman stood at his counter, hair tousled, wearing his white Oxford shirt, pouring coffee. She glanced up and smiled knowingly. "You really don't remember last night, do you?" Ethan stammered. "Wait, who are?" She set down the mug slowly. "The woman whose car you saved, and whose company owns your apartment building." His heart hammered. From the hallway, his daughter's giggle broke the tension. The woman's gaze held secrets. "We need to talk, Ethan." Ethan Cross was a former engineer turned single father, now doing freelance repair work, fixing furnaces, rewiring old homes, whatever kept food on the table. His daughter Sophie was 7, bright-eyed, quick-witted, his entire universe. Money was perpetually tight, but Ethan taught her one principle. "We may be broke, Sophie, but we don't break." She'd nod solemnly, understanding more than most children her age. The previous night, a violent storm had struck. Rain hammered the streets mercilessly as Ethan drove home from a late job. Through the flooding roads, he spotted a luxury sedan wrapped around a tree, smoke rising from the hood. He pulled over, sprinted through the downpour. Inside sat a woman in an expensive black suit, her face drained of color, seatbelt trapping her against the seat. "Help! Please!" she gasped. Ethan didn't hesitate. He smashed the window, cut through the belt, pulled her out seconds before flames erupted from the engine. She collapsed against him, trembling violently. "Thank you. I can't breathe." Her breathing was shallow, panicked. The hospital was miles away, through flooded streets. Ethan made a split-second decision. "My place is close. We need to get you warm." She nodded weakly. At his small apartment, he laid her on his bed, the only real bed, covered her with blankets, monitored her breathing. She was unconscious, but stable. Ethan grabbed a pillow and settled onto the couch for the night. Around midnight, Sophie crept out. "Daddy, who's that lady?" "She's hurt, honey. She needed help." "Is she going to be okay?" "I think so. Go back to sleep." Sophie hugged him tight. "You're a good person, Daddy." "I'm just doing what's right." Morning arrived slowly. Ethan made coffee, checked on his unexpected guest. She was still asleep. He noticed her expensive suit hanging to dry, the designer purse, the platinum watch on the nightstand. This woman had serious money. But last night, she'd just been someone who needed help. He heard movement. She was waking. Ethan stepped into the kitchen, started making breakfast. Then footsteps approached. He turned, and his world stopped. The woman stood in the doorway, wearing his white shirt, her hair loose and messy, but her eyes sharp, awake, studying him intently. She smiled, controlled and confident. "Good morning." Ethan's face flushed. "You're wearing my... You left me in wet clothes. I found this. Hope you don't mind." Her voice was calm, almost amused. Sophie ran in, then froze. "Who are you?" The woman knelt to eye level. "Just someone your dad saved." Ethan stood frozen as this woman made herself at home in his kitchen. "I can call you a taxi," he said stiffly. "No need. My driver's outside." "Your driver?" "He's been waiting since 6 a.m. Ethan blinked. "You could have left hours ago." "I wanted to thank you properly." She paused, gestured to the shirt, and returned this, but she didn't move to take it off, just smiled. Sophie giggled. "Sophie, go get ready for school," Ethan said firmly. When they were alone, the woman reached into her purse and placed a thick stack of cash on the table, at least $2,000. "This should cover last night." Ethan stared. "Cover what?" "Helping me. The bed, the clothes, everything." His jaw tightened. "I didn't do it for money." She shrugged. "Then consider it for laundry service." Something inside Ethan snapped. He grabbed the money, shoved it toward her. "Take it back. I don't need your money." Her expression remained cool. "Most men would have taken it." "I'm not most men." She studied him like a puzzle. No, you're not. She picked up the money, folded it slowly. My mistake. I thought I was being generous. Generous? Ethan laughed bitterly. You think throwing cash around makes you generous? You have no idea what generous means. Enlighten me. Generous is helping someone because it's right, not because you owe them, not because you can afford it, just because they need it. For the first time, she looked uncomfortable. I see. Do you? Because from where I'm standing, you just turned a decent act into a transaction. Heavy silence filled the room. Finally, she spoke quietly. You're right. I apologize. She walked to the door, stopped, looked back. What's your name? Ethan. Ethan Cross. Ethan Cross, she repeated slowly. I won't forget it. Then she left. That afternoon, Ethan turned on the TV while cooking. The news played. Breaking news. CEO Isabella Sterling, survivor of last night's car crash, returned to work today. Sources say a local resident pulled her from the burning vehicle just in time. Ethan froze. There she was, the woman from this morning wearing a sharp business suit, standing before a massive corporate building. The logo read, **** Sterling Dynamics, ****. The reporter continued. Miss Sterling refused to name her rescuer, but said this. He was kind, humble, and refused payment. That's the kind of integrity you can't buy. Sophie tugged his sleeve. Daddy, that's the lady. Yeah, kiddo, it is. Ethan turned off the TV, laughing despite himself. Isabella Sterling, one of the richest women in the state, and he'd just thrown her money back in her face. 3 days passed. Ethan tried to forget about Isabella Sterling. Then at Sophie's school, while fixing a burst pipe, he herded a luxury sedan purring into the parking lot. Isabella stepped out, white business suit, heels clicking on pavement. She walked straight toward him. Mr. Cross, we need to talk. She pulled out her phone, showed him security footage Ethan carrying her from the burning car. You saved my life. I didn't even thank you properly. You already did. By walking away. She flinched. That was cold. So was treating kindness like a business deal. Isabella looked past him, saw Sophie playing on the playground. Something in her expression softened. She's lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have her. Isabella stepped closer, lowered her voice. Ethan, I came to apologize, and to make something right. She pulled out an envelope containing legal documents. I own the building you rent, as of yesterday, and as of this morning, your lease is paid off. The apartment is yours, free and clear. Ethan stepped back, head spinning. You think you can? It's not about debt, she interrupted, her eyes sincere. It's about people like you who do the right thing and get nothing in return. I got something. I got to sleep knowing I helped someone. Is that enough? She gestured around. Working yourself to the bone, struggling every month? Her voice cracked slightly. Everyone needs saving sometimes, even me. Ethan paused. What happened to you? Isabella looked away. I grew up in foster care, group homes. I clawed my way to the top and forgot what it felt like to be helpless. Until the crash, she smiled sadly. You reminded me that money can't buy character. It can't buy courage. And it definitely can't buy the kind of man who saves a stranger in a storm. She handed him another document. I'm launching a fund for single parents. The Cross Foundation. I used your name. I hope that's okay. Ethan stared at his name in bold letters. I want you to work with me, she continued. Guide me. Help me identify families who need support. You know this community better than I ever could. Ethan looked at Sophie, still playing innocently. If I do this, we do it my way. No PR stunts, just real help for real people. Isabella extended her hand. Deal. He shook it. She smiled mischievously. Oh, and one more thing. I still have your shirt. Ethan laughed. Keep it. It looks better on you anyway. Sometimes kindness saves a life. Sometimes it saves two.